So, hello guys. I am here at a business park, strip mall thing here in Central Florida. And look at what we have. This is a beautiful hedge of pineapple guavas growing. And before this, I was never entirely sure if pineapple guavas would fruit here in Central Florida, sorry, in my area. And this hedge is just sitting here. It's probably been here quite a few years, and it's in full growth right now. We're the middle of October almost, getting ready to get hit by Hurricane Milton. And they're happily growing, and they're just loaded with fruit. It's kind of hard to find the fruit, but if you look on the ground here on the rocks, there's fruits. There's one falling all over the ground. So they do fruit here in Central Florida. And I'm sure the farther north you go, they would have no issues fruiting either. And I just recently started planting these out on my property. So I'm really excited that I can, answer that question. Because there's very little information on growing these in Florida. And they're still relatively rare, even in people's property or food forest, or even just to grow in general here in the U.S. They're still really hard to find, which is a shame because the first time I tried fruits is actually from this very hedge right here, and they were absolutely amazing tasting. Just a mixture of pineapple and some banana hints and tropical guava. Really, really good tasting. And definitely something that I'm excited to be growing. My plants on the property are only a few months old. They were just put in the beginning of this year. So no fruit or flowers yet, but I'm hoping next year we'll be really lucky enough to get some fruit, especially on some of the name varieties, which this hedge here, it's really pretty by the way, it's about 5 feet tall, is probably seed grown because the fruits are really small. They're only about the size of maybe a ping pong ball, a little larger. Even though the flavor's herb, they're really small. And so the cultivated varieties are obviously much larger. But I'm really excited to see this here. You don't see it too often. I've never seen it as a hedge before in my area. So it's pretty cool. But I'm just making this quick little video for you guys and pointing out that pineapple guavas do grow and fruit. That's important because some things will grow here in Florida, but they won't necessarily fruit. And pineapple guavas were on that list that I'd never seen with fruit before. So this has got me really excited again. So excited for fruit, right? You can tell when you're a fruit freak when you find a hedge at a business park, a strip mall, and you find fruit and get all giddy, right? And it is beautiful. Look how nice that's growing. There's some Virginia creeper right there growing on it, but that's okay. But beautiful hedge. And I'm surprised to see that so late in the year they're putting on so much growth. And it's not because they're trimmed. Mine are doing the same thing. They're putting on tons of growth here in the fall, which of course is kind of odd. Most plants are growing at the beginning of the year and in the summer, but pineapple guavas seem to like the cooler weather, which I know they're very cold tolerant, which you don't always get that mix, but sometimes you do. Really cold tolerant plants sometimes do really well in the heat and humidity, and pineapple guava is an example of that. So there you go, guys. Love you. Grow food, and if you were curious of growing pineapple guavas, definitely get some in the ground. Like I said earlier, they're still pretty rare, and the plants can be pretty expensive. You can find seedlings, but the fruit quality is going to be up in the air. You don't know how large they're going to be, and I'm not sure at all how long they take the fruit from seed. They seem to grow pretty quick, but most things from seed are, who knows, years and years down the road to get fruit off of them. So definitely buy grafted ones if you can. I don't know how they do from cuttings. If they're like most of those kind of guava plants, they can be a real pain to do from cuttings or air layering. So grafting is definitely the way to go. But again, those can be pretty expensive and hard to find, but they should be more common. So if you can get a hold of them, plant them out, guys, because they are truly, truly delicious fruits. And I'm going to go pick up that one on the ground there and eat it. Don't tell anybody. I'm going to have people looking at me weird. I think there's people out the window here looking at me. See you guys later. Pineapple guava. The plants are pretty. They do really well in the heat and humidity and the flooding. I found out that this year, especially with the hurricanes coming, they can take the flooding. So, yep, I'm going to plant tons of these guys out all over the place. And there's that fruit right there. You see it? I'm going to go pick it up and suck its insides out, because they are really, really good tasting. I'm kind of worried what they spray around here, but what are you going to do?